Welcome to Cooked with Shaq. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It is Cooked with Shaq. I am Shaq. He is Harrison. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm great, buddy. I'm doing good.
Oh, today we are doing something. Now, first off, just if you take a look at this big piece of meat right here, okay? Now, that is a very expensive piece of meat. So we're really kind of indulging tonight. We're going for it. I thought, you know what? We got to do this. We don't do it very often. So we're gonna splurge on a big chunk of meat. I'm not gonna tell you how much this is. I will tell you it is about a 4-pound roast of tenderloin, beef tenderloin. Wow. Now, beef tenderloin is obviously the most expensive part of the cow when you're talking about steak and roast and that type of thing.
Yep.
A lot, if you have filet mignon, that is tenderloin, right? That is the medallions of tenderloin. Now, it's part of the cow where it is the least exercised. And that's why it is so tender. They call it tenderloin. Now, if you have the front of the cow, and the cows always do this, or, well, they don't really do that.
How do they do it? Can you show that
they
again?
don't really do this.
Okay.
Unless they're in a rodeo, they'll do it. So, you know what I mean? They walk around. They just walk around. Yeah. So the front part of the cow and the back part of the cow and kind of in the midsection of the cow are always going to be a little bit more tough because they're always exercised. Whereas this kind of runs along the inside of the spine of the cow, so there's not a whole lot of exercising that muscle does. So that's why it is so expensive, and because it is the most tender. If it's done well, and I don't mean well as in well done.
No.
If it's done the right way, then it melts in your mouth, and it's unbelievable. So today, we are going to do something that's based on beef Wellington. Now, beef Wellington is basically a piece of tenderloin, beef tenderloin, that is wrapped in puff pastry with a whole bunch of other neat little things to go in there with it. Okay. Now, to start off with, we're going cast iron pan today. Look at that, just smoking.
Cast iron. Yes.
Going cast iron, and the reason why we want a nice. If you don't have a cast iron pan, don't worry about it. Just use your regular nonstick. But we're going to go with the cast iron because it has a nice even heating. Right? Heats it really nice and even all the way through. So, I hate doing this because it's such an expensive piece of meat. But we want a shape. We need a shape, a cylindrical shape. Right now, it's kind of going whoa. Kind of looks like the country of Madagascar. You know what I mean? It's kind of all ooh over here. So we need it. So I'm going to take just this piece of meat. I'm going to cut that right off. Now,
that's like $20 right there.
I was going to say, that is about a $30 piece of meat right there. Okay,
right
so
there.
we're going to put that. Don't throw it away though. Just put it in a bowl, and use it for. Treat it like gold. Use it for something, but don't throw it away. Leave it there. Okay, so now we got a nice cylindrical piece.
Okay.
All right, we're good to go. So now what we want to do is we want the taste of the meat to come through because it is such an expensive piece of meat, and it's got the reason why it tastes so good is because there's a lot of blood flow that goes through it, and then so you just get that extra flavor through there. Not a whole lot of fat on this. You see a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot of fat. So very simply, we just want to season it with a little salt.
All right.
Okay, that side we're gonna do a little pepper. Flip it over now a little bit. Do the same thing. You just got to be careful not to leave your thumb clean, okay?
Yeah.
And then you just clean everything off afterwards, okay? So then you go over here, and then you do a little of that, and then you flip it again. Use your flippy hand. Then you do this, a little bit more salt, a little bit more pepper. There. Now you're good to go. Quickly wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Just a quick
wash
old
those
wash.
hands.
Now, that's all been done. We go to our cast iron pan. We want to get it nice and hot. And we want to get a good old sizzle on this. So, we want to use a little bit of canola oil, being that we don't have a whole lot of fat on the meat. We want to use a little bit of something to, even though if it's a seasoned well Cast iron pan, you're not going to have it's going to be like non-stick. But just you give it a little bit more caramelization on the meat.
Right.
We want to actually throw a little bit of canola oil in there. So let's take the lid off first. That usually happens.
That would probably
Take
work.
the lid off, it works better.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to throw a little bit of canola oil in there, supporting our farmers.
Yep.
All right, now you can take that, but that piece of meat's pretty big, so I think we're just going to do this.
There we go. Let's
Just
get
take
into
it right
this.
over there, and there you got a good
I love
sizzle
that
on that
sound.
right there. Gonna let that sizzle. Now, what we want to do is make sure your oven right now is at 375. We'll pump it up to 400 later, but at 375 we'll just keep it going. We've got the tenderloin ready to go. It's sizzling away. What you want to do is get a nice brown caramelization on all sides. So just let it flip, and let it go for a few minutes. Start to, cook it on one side, flip to the next side, flip to the next side, till we get a nice caramelization. Then once it's done, set it off to the side to cool. We're gonna start the puff pastry right away. We're gonna get all the extras that we're gonna throw in there. And you know what we're gonna do? Being that this particular beef Wellington is full of garlic, like there is gonna be a ton of garlic, roasted garlic in it.
Yes.
We've just decided that we're not gonna call it beef Wellington. We're gonna call it beef Smellington, hey?
Ah.
Is that a good idea? Smell it?
Sure.
Beef smelling? Maybe not. We'll be back on Cook the Shack.
Sponsored by Sask Pork. Saskatchewan's pork producers are committed to sustainable production of safe, healthy pork for you and your family. For recipes and more, visit saskpork.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Oh yeah. Little smoky in here. I forgot to mention to you when you're cooking a big tenderloin like this on high, tends to smoke a little bit. Anyway, so let's get back to it.
We might get interrupted by the fire truck.
That's right. Yeah. If we hear ooh, then you know what's going on. So here we've got our tenderloin. Look at that. Hey, just look at that.
Now it's beautiful.
Now it is a gorgeous piece. It
beautiful.
is just gorgeous. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take this right out of the pan because and whatever you do, do not get rid of all that goodness that's in the pan because we're going to turn that into a sauce a little bit later on.
Yeah.
Now we're going to let that sit for a little bit. What we'll do now is we're going to go to our puff pastry. So we've got this roasted garlic here. Now take a look at this.
That is
See,
beautiful.
roasted garlic is great for anything because even, you're thinking, oh, if I have garlic and I got to go to the dentist or I got to go out tonight or I've got to be with my missus and I got the garlic breath going on. Well, this is the best way to eat garlic because what it happens when you roast it is all that pungency and yucky smell that you get goes away and you just get the taste of the garlic. Now it's very simple. You take the whole bulb and you cut off one side and you take a little bit of olive oil and you have a little salt. You put that into a tin foil, just a piece of tin foil. Throw it in the oven at 375 for about half an hour. Pull it out and it looks just like that. Now when you want to use it, watch, I'm just going to show you real quick. Watch what happens. It just pops right out like that. Nice. So you don't have to do anything and you just squish it around. So first off, what we're going to do, actually we'll make the filling first.
Okay.
So you start off with a bowl. This is our puff pastry, by the way, ready to go. As you can see, it's kind of, puff pastry is basically dough, thin rolled out dough with butter in between. So what happens is when it cooks, when it bakes, all the dough fluffs up. It doesn't stick, right? So it fluffs up into layers. And so that's why it becomes all puffy and really flaky. So anyway, I thawed out my puff pastry a little bit. And some of the butter melted. So that's why it looked kind of, this is all kind of ooey gooey. That's just butter, so don't worry about it. It's good. All right, let's get to now here's what happens with a beef Wellington usually. What you'll do is you'll put mustard, like a French mustard or a English mustard or something like that. We're gonna use whole grain mustard, and you would smear it on the puff pastry. And then what you do is you put liver paste or liverwurst on it, which is good. I like liver. Maybe you're not a big liverwurst, but we're not going to do that today.
Father forced me to eat liver.
We're not going to do the liverwurst. We're going to take that out completely today and do our own version. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of these bulbs of garlic, we're going to take some cream cheese.
I like that.
We're going to take a little Greek yogurt, and we're going to mix in a little bit of the stone ground mustard. And that will be our filling. Then we put that all over the tenderloin. We wrap that in prosciutto. Now, prosciutto is cold cured ham, Italian ham. So it's kind of like bacon. Doesn't have a smoky taste to it, but it's salty. And it's really like, we're talking wafer thin right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look how thin that is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap up all of that, the tenderloin. In that, we've got the sauce, or the paste that you want to call it, and then we're gonna wrap that in the puff pastry.
Wow.
And that goes in the oven. So it's gonna be kind of the garlicky version of beef
Like a
Wellington.
$300 meal.
Oh, I tell you, we might as well just spray paint it in gold flake.
Wow, I am not a starving musician tonight. This is awesome.
All right, here we go. So let's start it off. We're gonna start it off with our garlic. So here we go, watch this. We just squeeze it right out.
I love that. It's so easy.
This pops right out of there. Have to help it along a little bit. Get all the garlic out of there. Take a fork, give those a good mashing. Mash them up. Okay, so that's all good to go. All mashed up there. All right, so now we got a nice little roasted garlic paste. Okay, so now we're gonna take our cream cheese. Sure, why not?
I was gonna say.
Just throw the whole thing in.
I always love
eh?
how much cream cheese you use.
Why
you know?
not? Sure, why
I
not?
love it.
And we're
This
going to
is
take a
great.
little bit, just to kind of, it's a little bit pasty thick right now, so we're going to
Okay.
take a little bit of Greek yogurt, which is thicker than normal yogurt anyway, but not as thick
Yeah.
as the cream cheese. So we're just going to put a little bit of plain yogurt. Don't put vanilla or strawberry in here. You're really going to have problems.
flavors.
Okay, so you just want a plain yogurt. Get that in there, just like that. All right, then we want to take the mustard, and this is the stone ground mustard, so we're going
How
to
much
give it
mustard do you think?
I don't know. That's probably about a quarter
Not
cup.
bad. Looks good.
About a quarter cup. And then we're going to throw in a little bit of Italian seasoning, which is a mixture of all kinds of Italian
I
herbs.
love that Italian seasoning. It goes with so much stuff.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And then, excuse me, this smoke is getting me. Okay, we're good. Okay.
Still in the air.
Want to put a little bit of pepper? Actually, no, you want to put a lot of pepper in there. Okay. There we go. Now, that's all done. We're going to put that garlic away. We're going to use it later. And let's get all this started first.
You're working hard, Shaq.
I know, working too hard, working way too hard.
Way too hard.
For that expensive of meat. So that's why we're going to bring in
I was gonna say. Get the
power
tools. Yep.
power tools.
Let's do it.
Here we go. All right.
There we
Give it a good old working.
Speed this whole process up.
Working that up. Working.
Love it.
There we go. Nothing to it. And you don't have to do that much. Just a nice little, look at that, eh? Just a little, how the heck are you, Maud? Not sure what that means, but anyway. All right. Ooh, heads up.
What?
Okay. All right. That's going over there for now. We'll just make sure that make sure it's over the sink, so if it
Yes.
drips, it's not dripping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is on. We're good to go. So, the paste is ready to go. We are now going to get to the puff pastry. We're going to roll out the prosciutto. Oh man, we're working. We're working hard for that big piece of meat. Coming back on Cook with Shaq in just a couple of seconds.
Sponsored by Sask Pork. Saskatchewan's pork producers are committed to sustainable production of safe, healthy pork for you and your family. For recipes and more, visit saskpork.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. All right, here we go. It's Cooked with Shaq. Harrison James on the guitar, and today we're going to be we're doing something called, it's a takeoff of beef Wellington. No, beef Smellington didn't quite make the cut. No, it just sound that when you're talking about an expensive piece of meat like that, you don't put smell. Maybe
You need some kind of like French.
that's way far off of our pay grade. So we're just gonna go with beef Wellington Shack style. Hey, that's what we'll do.
Shaq style. Love it.
Good?
Sold.
Okay, so now we've got that ready to go. It's resting nicely. All the juices are staying in. It's all good. So now we're gonna come over here And we've got our puff pastry. Now again, we've already talked about puff pastry. It's layers of dough, butter, layers, dough, butter. And you can do it yourself, but you're gonna spend all day doing it. So the best way to do it is just go to the store and buy some puff pastry. You can get it already rolled out. We've got it in the big bulk form, so what we're gonna do is roll it out ourselves. So anyway, we gotta start off with a little bit of flour and get that, so you don't want it to stick. We'll get that all over the place. All right. Now you can get yourself, we've got one of these great big, huge honking marble. I mean, that's a
serious.
Yeah, that's a serious rolling pin.
Yeah.
So you can get the wooden ones, you have a piece of doweling, wine bottle, whatever you got. This works really good.
Yep.
Clobbering intruders too. Great to have under the bed, just in case, you never know. All right, so now what you do, you take your one big clump of puff pastry, and you're gonna put that, if it's gonna come off of here now, it's all stuck. Okay, let's get the bottom of it all full of some flour and get that. So you don't want it to stick, and then you get your. Now you want to just kind of go kind of out from the middle and then in, and then keep turning it over. You want to keep doing that. And you want to get it fairly thin. Now you want to flip it again. You don't want it to stick. So let's get some more flour under there too. So you just do one of those. Now you get that. All right, you're gonna do that. Now that one's done. So I'm gonna leave this one just off to the side. And we're gonna do the second one because we're gonna need it because the thickness of the width of the tenderloin, you're gonna need both. Now I'm gonna flip it and try to match it up with what we have. So we're gonna go like this and like this. Does that look close?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Nothing to it. Now it's starting to stick a little bit, so again, we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour down there because it's gonna be on the counter for a while.
Okay.
So we don't want it to take up all of the flour and then stick, because then we're hooped. Okay, so now we're gonna attach the two together, just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're gonna take our prosciutto.
This is great
Let's
stuff.
move over here. So now this prosciutto is very thin. It's so thin that it comes with a little waxy spacer in between. So we're gonna do this. Take that waxy spacer out of there. We're gonna do this. Very thin, so it might come apart a little bit. Overlap it. That.
Quite a process, but this
Waxy
is going to be good. This is going to be really good.
Okay, so we're gonna make this a little easier. Here, let's just do it this way. Peel it off. There we go. Yeah, like that. Peel that little piece of waxy stuff off. You know what? I need some prosciutto
Well,
music.
I was gonna say,
you're just sitting there.
I'm just kind of sitting here watching you do all this.
I know.
Which I'm totally just mesmerized by how you're doing this.
But you've got a guitar in your hand, Harrison, and
Yeah.
your job is to sometimes play some songs. Okay. That's better. There we go. A little ham bone with your prosciutto ham. There we go. Boy, oh boy. That's okay. There we go. All right, we're good. Big finish here. Nice. That looks like a kid's craft project that just happened there, but I have no idea what it is. Okay, so we're gonna go over here now. All right, so that's ready to go. Ham is on the puff pastry. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our tenderloin. Look at that. Oh, look at that.
Juicy.
You just put all those juices back into the pan. Then you take it over here. Which way do I want to go? I think I want to go this way. Yeah, let's do it this way. Okay. All right, so now you take this awesome stuff and you just smear it all over. Look at that, hey? Just like you're a bricklayer or something. Frosting a cake, maybe. That's more of a better description.
There we
And
go.
you just put it all over the side over there. Oh yeah, there we go. A little over here, a little over there. Now, we can't quite get the bottom because the bottom is on the bottom. If that makes any sense to anybody.
No.
No, okay, all right. I'll just finish it up. So all the stuff should melt and go to the bottom, maybe. Maybe is that what should have happened? I don't know. Okay, we're done. Now what we do is we take this. Now this is going to be very interesting.
Do you need particular music for this one, Shaq?
I don't know. I
This
think
is-
this is going to be.
I think
I
we
may
need-
need another pair of hands. Hang on a
boy.
second. No, okay, look, see here.
Yeah.
No, no touch. No touchy, no touchy. No touchy, no touchy. It's falling apart over here, but that's okay. I got it.
I'm gonna move this bowl out of the
Okay,
way.
that's a good idea. I'm gonna quickly
Okay.
get these.
Oh boy.
No, we're good. We're good. Take my wet hands and stick this right here because we're going to glue it a little bit more, right?
Okay.
I'm going to stick it. There we go. So now it's glued. There, see? That's all glued. Then we're going to pull it off to the side like that. Pull it off to the side like this. Like that. We're going to tack it all in like that. And then we want to bring this. So now I want to glue it again.
Glue it.
So I'm going to do this. And I'm going to move the prosciutto a little bit, tuck it. And I'm going to need a little bit more water here. Hang on a second.
You need a hand or anything, buddy?
No, I'm good. No, we're good.
Okay.
See, this is what we want to do. We just want to get it all nice and wet there so that it'll stick. So now we bring it all around. Bring this up like this.
There we go.
It's sticking nicely. That's what we want. What we're going to tuck in the sides like that. You want to get it nicely glued in there. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little bit more water on this side. Now, what we could have done is used an egg wash.
Well, I was gonna say, didn't you always say egg is nature's glue?
Right, we could do
Right?
that too, but
Something I've learned on the show
exactly.
over the years.
But water also works well, especially with puff pastry.
Okay.
Because it's a thin dough, and you should just be able to pinch it like that. See, like that.
How
Now,
about that? Jeez. That wasn't so bad, hey?
seal that baby up.
Oh, it's easy.
There we go. Nothing to it. Hey, we're good. Now we got a mound of whatever that looks like. But I'll tell you, it's a mound of goodness. And I'm
I
going to
believe
take
you.
this unit,
Oh boy.
and we're going to go like this, and we're going to wheel it over. Oh, just like that.
Okay.
Come over here. I don't know where to put it. There. How's that, eh?
Whew.
Wow. That is going to be a mound of goodness once it's done.
You deserve a break.
We're going to take a break. We're going to put this in the oven, 375 for about 45 minutes, or until that beef is about nice medium rare. And we're coming back after this. We interrupt this episode of Cooked with Shaq because I've got a great new project going on. This is pretty cool. Now, the last episode you saw my pirate bar in my backyard. And I've had lots of people interested in my pirate bar and the keg that I've made, the kegerator, right?
It was so awesome.
Yeah, you get the tap right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've had people saying, can you make me one? And I said, I don't know, maybe I can. But I don't want just a kegerator. I want something cool to pour the thing, for the tower part, right?
Right.
Well, I had one guy, he says, I'm a Star Wars freak. Can you do something Star Wars? I said, I don't know, maybe I can. Well, I tried it out, and this is what happened. You ready? Give me a little bit of a guitar there. Check that out. Check that out, hey?
Wow.
Look at that. It's Darth Vader, and it's a beer tap right there to go on top of your kegerator, right there. Look at that.
That is amazing,
Now,
Shaq.
if that's not enough, another guy comes to me and says, hey, Shaq, I'm a goalie. I'd love to have a kegerator. Can you build me a kegerator and put something goalie on it? And I thought, I don't know, maybe I can. So I tried it. Give me another one. Here we go.
What do we got? What do we got?
Look at this. Check that out. Look at that. There's a goalie mask. ask you. You put it on your kegerator, you pour your beer right there. And so if that's
so
not
cool.
enough, another guy says, hey, I got an old hockey trophy. Can you do something for the kegerator? Can you build me a I said, I don't know. Maybe I can. So anyways, check this out. Take his old trophy. Now you've got a kegerator. There it is, my new project.
Wow.
Sponsored by Sask Pork. Saskatchewan's pork producers are committed to sustainable production of safe, healthy pork for you and your family. For recipes and more, visit saskpork.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
We are back. It is Cooked with Shaq. I'm Shaq. He's Harrison. We're doing beef Wellington. It's kind of the Shaq style. We're not doing it exactly how beef Wellington is made. Usually you put all kinds of liverwurst in it, which is okay. Not big on the liverwurst, are you, Harrison?
Nah.
Okay, all right. No, so what we've done is we've taken the pork or the beef tenderloin, expensive piece of meat. So you want to give it the respect it needs, right? So anyway, we've wrapped that up in puff pastry with some prosciutto, and we've got a cream cheese mixture, garlic cream cheese mixture that we spread all over the tenderloin. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's going nice. So now we want to take another one of those roast garlic bulbs that we did, and we've got all of the roast garlic in the cast iron frying pan, and now we've got all the butter in there too. We're putting a bunch of butter in, and we're picking up all the great leftover
That's awesome. Man.
shrapnel from the tenderloin that we roasted in there. Now we're going to get that all just kind of translucent. Still keeping in the cast iron frying pan. All right, so now a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Lots of pepper.
Always lots of pepper.
Pepper's always the greatest thing, you know?
Especially when it's battery operated.
Yeah, you gotta sit here all night. Oh, these are awesome. They're the greatest things ever. Okay. Pepper's in there. Now, so that butter's getting all kind of browned up with that garlic in there. Now, we take the heavy-duty cream. Don't wimp out on the cream. Go
Never,
straight,
ever.
straight for the good stuff.
Yeah.
And you dump it right in. Look at that. See, you know that it's good.
Yeah.
When it doesn't just pour out, it goes.
Something like that.
Something like that. All right. So now you just stir that all in. It's almost like a peppercorn type of.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We did the peppercorn stuff. Did we not do a peppercorn
did a
one just
peppercorn
recently?
recipe,
Yes. Yeah.
We've done it.
So we're gonna get that in there.
In
We're
one of
gonna
those 80-some episodes already now. that we've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're just gonna let that go until it starts to reduce and turn into a nice thick sauce. So see how thick that sauce is? Nice and thick. You can always tell by when you put it just coats the back of your spoon just like that, okay? Now, look at this. There
That
it
is
is.
incredible, Shaq.
We've just pulled it out of the oven. Now
How do you cut into this thing?
Yeah, this could be an issue. I'm thinking we want to take the end off, and then we'll try to. Okay.
I love to see just right in the middle.
I'm gonna grab a fork. Oh, you want to go right in the middle?
Right in the middle.
That's a great idea. Let's do that. We're gonna go right through the middle. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna take it right from here. Use a serrated knife when you're cutting tough pastry, or else it's gonna go everywhere. And if everything works, it should be a nice medium rare. Okay. Oh, see that tenderloin? It just cuts.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this. Guys, you've never seen anything better than this. If I can move it around here. Look at that.
I gotta get up and look at this. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
You did it again, Shaq.
There we go, hey.
Wow.
You've got a nice medium rare piece. You've got that nice cheese sauce in there. Okay, I'm gonna cut a piece off here. Again, you gotta pay respect to that nice, expensive piece of meat. Cut it nice and slowly as you're getting through. It's so tender though that it's just falling apart.
That's awesome.
Look at that. We're gonna take this, and we're gonna try to salvage as much puff pastry as we can on that. We're just gonna put it right there for now, look at that. And the puff pastry at this juncture is kind of just a second thought anyway. So we're just gonna move that around like that. Maybe just kind of mold it in. We're gonna take some of this prosciutto, and put it like that. Look at that, look at that. Oh, and now we take some of this sauce. See what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick it up like this. And it's just a mess, hey? Just a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a terrible mess.
And it's gonna taste so good.
It's just, you know what, who cares?
Exactly.
Well, how pretty it looks.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of garlic cream sauce to go over top of that. It's, again, a big ugly mess, but I'll tell you what.
And you know what? I don't think you need anything else on that plate.
You know what, I'm gonna
That's all you
smear it
need.
there. That's even makes it even nicer
Yeah.
looking. Let's
Just a
take this, do
Little
that.
plate of meat right there. That's
Just a
perfect.
big old chunk. That biggest piece of mess we've ever made.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that's one expensive piece of mess.
And it's gonna be the best thing we've ever had.
Who is our people today on our music guys?
Oh, Smoke Killer.
Smoke Killer.
Yes.
You were listening
New
to Smoke
album.
Killer, the songs throughout the episode today. So Smoke Killer, thank you very much. Thanks for watching Cook with Shaq. If you have an extra few bucks, get a tenderloin. They're awesome. See you next time.
Thanks for watching Cooked with Shaq.
Sponsored by Sask Pork. Saskatchewan's pork producers are committed to sustainable production of safe, healthy pork for you and your family. For recipes and more, visit saskpork.com and follow us on Twitter and Facebook.